Okay, guys. Um, because I got asked a lot now why there is no zone state changes if we enter a zone in a nested zone, I will explain you now nested zones again and also the cases where zones are close to each other and they should not overlap. So let's start. I open a zone edit on my admin menu. Then we create one zone. Then we change the zone to over here. Double click, save. We change it to PvE. PvE, save. Then we change the color. So we know that's the PvE. I did not select the zone. 0, 5. Okay, now each time you save, you have to reselect the zone, of course, but now let's change the radius to 800 and the priority to 1, because this zone is our highest outer ring. It should have the lowest priority. All zones that coming inside will have a higher priority. I will name this Prio 1 and the zone name zone PvE. Alright, so we can remove this. Oh, PvE. And the entire exit message like this. And save. So now we have zone Prio 1, which is the outer ring with a radius of 800. Let's add the next zone. So this zone, now it's selected already, is a PvP zone. We change the priority to 2 and we rename it zone Prio 2. So it has the priority of 2, which is higher than 1, of course. So it will take over PvE. So we name this zone PvP. And we can enter message, the exit message, we don't need them. And then we save that. Now I select the zone 2 again and put it inside the zone 1 actually. Let's do it there. So it's inside the zone 1. Right? So let me double check. This is PvE. This is PvP. So it's also PvP. And this one. PvE. Okay, so we go into our admin menu. Change. This is all okay. Now in the admin menu, you see we are in a PvE zone with the priority of 1. And now let's go out. We left the zone. We entered the zone. Now, if we move from this zone into, let's say, the PvP zone, you will see a message on the top left. Once we exited PvE and now we entered PvP. Right? So, let me change this again. So, you entered PvE zone 1 with Prio 1. Then we go, you have exited PvE zone 1 with Prio 1. Okay, save. And here we enter the message, you have entered PvP zone 1, 2 with Prio 2. You have exited PvE zone 2 with Prio 2. Then let's go again so you can see that. We go back. So we are exiting now. There's a notification on the bottom right. You have exited PvP zone 2 with Prio 2. You have entered PvE zone 1 with Prio 1. So we are in PvE. Now let's go back. This is how zones work with Prio system. Now if we go zone edit, select the PvP zone, make the radius like 600, save. You will see it will expand the PvE zone, and you won't see the inner PvP. This is because otherwise it would overlap. There's no way at the moment I could do this to make it zone type specific that PvP can overlap PvE or something. We will keep it like that because this is a use case that normally should not get used. You should use polygon zones then. So let's move the PvP actually into the center here. Save. And yeah. Now let's add a raid zone. Let's add a new zone. Then we name it raid zone. Oh, raid zone. Come on. 3 name zone Prio 3 raid. Change it to raid. Change the Prio to 3. Name raid zone Prio 3. We can have entered raid. Shorten this video a bit, and you have exited the raid. Save. And let's change actually the color to yellow. Oh. Save. And let's move the zone to the center of both zones here. Save. Now let's go into the admin menu, map, and you will see we already got the message raid zone Prio 3. So if we go out of this, we get into the PvP and then exit raid, enter PvP, exit PvP, enter PvE. We get the enter PvE message only when the exiting PvP zone is fully down. And yeah, so you see outer ring on Prio 1, inner ring. The next inner ring is zone Prio 2, and then the next is zone Prio 3. So now we have the special case for crash sites. So let me go to here. We go to crash sites. So PvE has now the priority of 1, so the lowest priority it can get. So let's go to the vanilla reg. It has PvE type. We want to change it to PvP. And the zone prior is 9, so it's already higher than the PvE zone. We go back to game, reload zones, then respawn the reg UH1. Since it has a higher priority, it will overtake the PvE zone, and the reg is now the highest zone. Right, so you can see that here. Okay, so this will stay as long as the reg stays because it's dynamic. So if we go back to the settings here and change the zone priority of vanilla reg to 1, and then we reload, zones. We still we are still in the zone of the wreck because it has not been deleted yet. We added the PvE zone now to Prio 10. And then we name it also Prio 10. 10 save. And now we in PvE because the zone is overtaking now the helicopter because it has a higher priority. The helicopter crash site has priority 1, the zone has 10. So now remove that, it will spawn it again. It will do nothing. The zone still have the PvE state. Now if we change it back to be that the zone has priority of now let me change that again. Vanilla rig. That's the Mi8. That's the UH1. We save that. We reload zones. We still stand inside the PvE zone because the rack is not still there. It needs to be deleted. Oh wait, no, I need to edit the zone PvE to be zone Prio 1. And then we are now in the UH1 PvP zone. So it will always overtake. We do that with reload. Normally you have to delete the rack. That's basically it. So, and for overlapping zones, as said, you can go like zone type PvP and make it like here. Save. A little bit down here. PvP. Down. And you will see PvE and PvP will combine. Now if we go admin menu into the map, we are still here in PvE, right? Wait until the exit PvP zone timer is done. Now we are in a PvE. Now if we must imagine the cycle goes like this, so something like this. So here is PvP now. See, as said, there's no way I can do this now. Detecting PvE, PvP, and or overwriting highest and lowest priority. That's something I may do in the future, but for now, nobody is using this case. You should know that if you move, you can guess that there is the PvE end and here's the PvP. PvE start, PvP start. So now let's say the zone Prio 2. Let's change this. The PvE has now a higher priority than the PvP. Change the PvP priority to 1. And then you will see we are still in PvE. So if you do something like that and you only want that this area from here, all this is PvP, make the PvE a higher priority than the PvP zone. Alright, that's it for now. Hope you did understand it and you like it, and see you next time.